Yeah, that's too late.
Can you hear us?
Yeah, you sound good.
How do I
Sound great.
Great.
All right. You want to count us in?
Absolutely. 3, 2, 1.
Boom. God damn it. Welcome to another episode of Necro Electric. We are back home in the Lone Star State.
Finally.
Missing all of our homies and all the little spiders of the interwebs.
Mm-hmm.
As always, I am your host, Sean D. Skellington. This is my
Comfy, cozy,
ultra sexual, comforting
complete
wife,
opposite.
Kylie.
I want to crawl up in this sweater and take a nap for 15 hours.
Yeah.
And then
Man.
the missing yin to our yang, Jordan Chetelat.
Hello.
And what is our theme today?
Yeah.
What is our
I guess
thing?
it's
road trips.
Road tripping. Returning home. Fuck it, man.
Sorry, I'm a little off my game. I'm pull it together.
Yeah. Jet lag's a bitch.
Yeah.
Jet lag is a bitch.
Road trips.
Even if it's only like an hour or two difference, any kind of traveling always just knocks me off my game for a week. And I'm just like, where am I? What's happening? So.
Not me. I'm stoked to be back.
Oh gosh, I'm so
glad
happy
to be back in our fucking studio.
I know, it feels so good.
I know. Although I will say that, I mean, despite the fact that you were in a seedy hotel, I mean, it still looked nice with the, you had the poster up and,
It was pretty good.
Yeah.
It was pretty good.
I will say though, sitting here doing the co-hosting again is like, after watching your cousin, I look like a garbage can.
Oh, shut up.
Like, I watched her and I was like, holy shit, she's so pretty. And she had
very pretty.
Shout out to Elise.
Yeah, thank you for covering for me, but damn girl, like, I'm just like, I look like Oscar the Grouch.
Do not.
Like, but no, I had a good time watching you guys, and I was envious. I was like, man, I wish I want to talk to those. I want to talk to Rick. I want to talk to Rick. Like, it was
if he
awesome.
ever fucking comes out here for South by Southwest, maybe you will.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yes.
That'd be sweet. But
yeah, let's go over the fucking trip, coming back, what we missed out with you. Check it out.
So you drove back by yourself, right?
Yeah, well, I had my killers with me, but yeah.
Yeah.
The Chihuahuas.
Yeah. I mean, road trips to me are driving long distance aren't shit.
Yeah.
I don't know.
For the most part.
It's I have my limit after a little while, but there's a little bit of catharsis that happens with it because you're able to just listen to your music, or for me, I listen to podcasts and you can just like zone out and,
We don't want to zone out too much.
Well, no, not too much, but just enough to where you're like, all right, it's chill. The stress to me comes whenever I'm with other people, because I worry about, like, are they getting tired? Are they and kids especially, like,
yeah.
Cool, man.
Bane, actually, props to Bane. We broke it up. Kylie scheduled they drove with me to California, but she broke it up into like 6-hour increments, and
the first day was 10 hours, and then it was 6 hours each day after that.
Okay,
but
that's
we broke
not
it
too
up
bad.
into 4 days, so we stayed 2 nights in LA.
Yeah.
So it really, the road trip down there was super fun.
Yeah, he had a blast.
Yeah, and it was over Halloween. We got to kind of explore like Scottsdale, Arizona one night, LA one night.
Yeah, first night was in New Mexico, and we stayed at a container home.
I saw that. Yeah. That was badass.
It was super cool.
It was crazy, and I'll admit, because like I'm like skeptical, because like when we travel, we're traveling with not only our podcast mobile setup, we're traveling with her case, so it's essentially her entire.
I had to bring work with me.
Her entire fucking sewing center in this giant case. Yeah. So I get itchy about staying in sketchy areas.
Yeah.
And I could be an asshole about it. And when we were pulling up to the mobile home, we drove through
mobile home
or whatever
shipping container, Airbnb home.
Yeah, shipping container home.
FYI, shipping container sounds way worse than a mobile home.
It was all hipster and dope, but we drove through a neighborhood that was literally like condemned fucking houses and shit, and I'm like,
oh
like,
shit,
you did not see a single person.
Yeah,
for like a few blocks.
Yeah, I was like, fucking hey, Kylie, and then we like pull into a dead end road, and I'm like, oh shit, and then there's just this little hipster fucking.
There's like 2 container houses on the property. They built a couple
container houses, and it's just. And I got in there, and I'll tell you, it was fucking the most peaceful night of the whole trip.
Yeah. I mean, just from the video that you took and some of the pictures, I was like, I'm going to go to this place. That's super cool.
What people do with these like shipping containers, turning them into houses, there's some really cool things that you can do with that.
Yeah. It's the same. I feel the same way about people who take tiny houses and they like make them into these like Tetris, like the inside's like Tetris. They have everything just so, and like little hidden compartments and things. So like that's pretty awesome.
Fuck tiny houses. I'm 6'4", dude.
Yeah,
I don't give a fuck how cool it is.
Tiny house would not get along.
You give me a big house.
Yeah. So you stayed in the shipping container the first night, and then you went to. You said you went to Arizona the second night?
Yeah. Yes. And for our Patreons, we've been lagging on the Patreon because our entire trip, the fucking internet connections were so fucking shit. Everywhere we went was stream only, no ups or downs. I had to go to my fucking, because I was contracted for a job, I had to go to their job, which their fucking internet sucked. And it took me 6.5 hours to upload the Rick Glassman episode.
Oh, shit.
So I was just like, fuck it. So this weekend, we're going to put out a Patreon that covers the whole entire fucking trip. Yeah. You get to see everything. Cool. So we'll hook you up. Don't worry.
Cool.
But yeah, second night, we're in Scottsdale, Arizona. If you guys have never been there, it's like the cleanest fucking town I've ever seen in my life. Everything is prim and proper. And we stayed at a hotel that was cool as fuck.
Yeah, it was this cute little boutique hotel, and now I'm forgetting the name of it, but it was really cool.
Cool.
They had like a speakeasy in it.
Yeah, it was tough.
And so I first get there, and everyone's wearing, all the people who work there are wearing costumes because it was Halloween that we checked in.
Oh, yeah.
And so that was cool. Everyone's walking around like that. And then I was like, oh, what is there to do around here? Like, we have a 2-year-old with us. We don't want to go very far, but is there anything family friendly we can do? She was like, well, there's a speakeasy right down the hall. And I was like, okay. And I did just say I have a 2-year-old.
Yeah.
I was like, so my kid can come? She was like, yeah.
Yeah, just ladle them up some bourbon. It'll be fine.
Yeah, so we knocked on
the... I was like, okay. So later that night, we're like, okay, let's go to the speakeasy. It opens at 7. We thought we'd just have a
cocktail and go to bed, and Bane would just have some milk or something. And so we knocked on the little secret door. They let us in.
Get him a little milk in the speakeasy.
And the guy was like, what the... Is that a 2-year-old? What the fuck? And we're like, dude, they told us we could bring him. Yeah. And he's like, it's just all right, fuck it, let him in, you know?
Just like, very there's no one else here. Like, you guys come in, have a drink.
So he threw back milk on the rocks, and
just next time tell him it's just a little man. He's got dwarfism. Don't look at him.
A tiny little man.
Yeah,
child.
Before we get into it too far, we have a always goal of 1 million fucking subscribers. We're at around 300. So
oh god,
316. I looked today.
Nice.
Yeah.
Thank you to all 316 people.
You're lovely.
So get us 1 subscriber closer if you're watching this shit. You know, because it's free and we work on it and it helps us
very
do
much.
Other shit.
Subscribe.
And to help us along, we always have friends that come on and talk us up. So tonight we've got our buddies Mike Hamilton and Aaron Ayers. When they joined forces, they are Oni-chan, and here they are.
And don't look around the pole, just look at the pole. All right, we ready?
All right, go.
Hey, Necro Electric, we're happy to be friends of the show.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for having us on there. We are Oni-chan Productions. Aaron?
Hey, what's up?
We were, my neck got better since we were on. And
I ditched the pelt.
He did ditch.
I finally overcome it.
Sure.
It's no longer wearing me.
And then we had said something, Aaron, about having more tits on the show. I think Necro could help us out with some tits. Send tits.
Send some tits.
All right.
Thank you, Necro. We love you.
God, those fucking guys are such shitheads.
Why the fuck would they even want us to fucking... What if, like, we got anything good to say about Sean fucking Skellington?
Jordan.
What a douche.
Fuck him.
Shit.
Boom. Thanks, Oni-chan,
Oni-chan.
Aaron, Mike. They just got a brand new studio.
They did, and it's beautiful. I've seen just the
seen it.
pictures. I haven't had a chance to go down there, but
Looks legit.
Pictures. I have to look it up.
We're gonna fucking crash that shit.
yeah. Be ready.
We're coming for you.
Yeah. So then we hit up LA, and like LA's hotels are like fucking ridiculously expensive.
Yeah.
And so I gambled it because I knew I needed a suite that had a bedroom for Bane. And so I did the last minute Priceline thing, and then we ended up getting a killer fucking deal for 2 nights at the Highland. It's like
Highland Gardens.
Highland Gardens. It's this old 50s, like back in the 50s, it was like the fucking place to be.
Yeah.
And even in the 90s, like all the Brad Pitts and all those motherfuckers, like basically lived there.
Nice.
And we got a killer deal for 2 nights, and it was pretty fun. I mean, you could tell how bougie it was at one point. Now it's a little bit run down. You know?
yeah.
I mean, the whole staircase kind of leans this way.
Yeah.
You're walking on it like, don't fall over.
But I'll tell you,
That's great.
it was fun as fuck. Like, they have music playing 24 hours a day. Like, you look into like a courtyard, and there's just fucking random celebrities fucking coming in, coming out.
Is that where y'all
It
met
was-
Ron
yeah.
Jeremy?
Yeah.
Yes. He was laying on the couch in the lobby.
Shout out to
like
Ron.
a homeless person.
God, he looks gross.
He was a nice dude, though.
Yeah, he was very
When we
nice.
first walked in, yeah, he looked a little inebriated.
Out of it.
And like he was just chilling on the couch, you know. And then we walked by him a couple times, and me and him kind of made eye contact a couple times. And I'm like, I know that guy from somewhere.
Somewhere.
And then I went upstairs, and then it was like, and I was like, Kylie, I think that's Ron Jeremy.
Yeah.
And she was like, no, it's not Ron Jeremy. And then we're like, I'm gonna go ask because the concierge.
I was like, just because we're in LA, he thinks he's seeing famous people.
Yeah.
so because we're staying right on the Hollywood Boulevard, and so we go down there and fucking. I hit up the concierge. I was like, dude, is that fucking Ron Jeremy? And he's like, yeah, he's here for a music video shoot, and he hangs out a lot, so we just let him do whatever he wants. And then
Literally whatever he wants.
yeah, and then and he had some
God.
broad with him, and then we caught him outside, and we were just like, yo, what up, dude? And fucking let us get a pic. And he was like in his car, and he was just like, yeah, come on. And the chick was like, don't take a picture by the car, Ron. You know, all this stuff. And then he was just telling us he actually owns like a ranch or some shit here in Texas.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Like with free range chickens.
Yeah, like 40 minutes from here. And he was
Ron Jeremy's free range.
Yeah.
like, he told
I
he's
don't
like,
know if I'd eat his
he's like,
chickens.
they fly up and they just land on you and all this bullshit.
It's
And we're
like your dinner just flies right to you.
Oh my God.
Cool story, Ron.
yeah, and then it was a pretty wild time. We went to
Yeah.
Buffalo Wild Wings down the street that night, and we told it on the other podcast. But
Flash
Kylie,
my titty to
I
everyone.
Full-on
I heard
tit
about
action.
the nip slip.
it was literally just like I almost thought like, am I being punked right now? Like, what is happening, dude? Because we're just
was
chilling.
oblivious. I know. We already told the story.
And then Bane
I
just
don't wanna-
literally just whips that out, and it's her full tit, just whoop.
I don't think it was that
It was
much
the
of
full
it.
fucking tit, and then I was like, I'm sitting here. It was enough time for me to be like,
Really?
and then she was like, I was like, do you want to put your tit back in? And she was like, what is happening right now?
You could have, if somebody else had seen, you could have totally gotten away with it and be like, "Oh, he's breastfeeding." It's
I
you know,
was
no
like,
big
Breastfeeding
deal.
our
Just
two and a
trying
half
to get
year
us
old.
some free chicken wings.
Hey, people breastfeed their like 5 and 6 year olds. All right, so you could have gotten away with it.
Breastfeeding.
Shout out.
Shout out to Kylie's nip. Yeah.
But that was dope. And then yeah, Rick came out, fucking, and then Craig came out.
That was super cool.
And then Craig and Steve were like, "You want to go to dinner?"
Oh yeah.
Because actually, I went to Rick Glassman's show, right?
Yeah.
Shout out to Rick. It was a dope ass show, and thank you for putting me on the fucking VIP list and shit. But unfortunately, when you're on the VIP list, they put you at your own fucking
that means
table.
You're a target.
Literally, like, here's the stage. This is where they stuck me, and she couldn't come with me because she had to watch Bane.
They were like, "Hey, woman, stay home and watch the baby. Us men are gonna go do manly things."
That's exactly how it happened.
That's what they told me.
So,
hey, woman.
so I hooked an Uber down to the comedy store, the Improv.
Yeah.
And then they give me this fucking little bracelet, and then they sit my ass literally right here on the stage, and nobody else is sitting in the front row with me. It's just fucking me, and then everybody else in the club is behind me.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there like, what the fuck, man? And then
no.
Rick was headlining, so every comedian before him just fucking sat there and talked to me, basically.
Yeah.
It was like so fucking annoying. They were like, and I just kept saying sure, because like, you know, like there was a couple chick comedians that came out. They're like, hey guy, where's your wife or girlfriend? What are you doing here by yourself? And I'm like, oh, I'm here to support Rick. And she's like, oh, Rick Glassman? I'm like, yeah. She's like, oh, it sounds like a Tinder date. I'm like, sure. And then they're like, she's like, oh, and I had like a skull shirt on. She's like, you know, Halloween's over, sweetie. You know, like, you got that skull shirt on? I was like, sure.
Halloween
And then, like,
365.
Yeah. And then another comedian was like, hey, nice earrings. Those went out of style in the 90s. I'm like, well, gauging wasn't a thing in the 90s, but sure. You know, but it was fun though. All the comedians were funny, and you know, thanks for fucking having me. And then Craig and Stevie hit me up, and they're like, "You want to go to dinner?" And I'm like, "Sure." And this is like 9 o'clock, right? I'm like, "Okay, cool." And then they're like, "All right, we'll pick you up at midnight." And I'm like, midnight. So
mind you, we're in bed at like 8 o'clock every night.
Yeah,
usually.
I mean, we don't go to sleep till like midnight,
but we're at least like hanging out.
Right, yeah.
Chillaxing.
You got that pajama
Sexy.
action going on.
Sexy.
And then, so I just go back to the hotel and I wait for these motherfuckers. And then they scope me up and we go to like some diner type thing. And like, shout out to fucking Craig and Steve with their fucking crazy ass stories. Like, they're so crazy I can't even, and they're not my stories, so I can't share it. But they were so loud talking about the most fucking craziest shit.
Crazy.
That sounds awesome.
We were all laughing our asses off.
That's
and
funny.
surprisingly, there was families in the diner.
Yeah.
At midnight. I'm like, what the fuck, dude? There's like kids and shit here. And they're just like spouting off some crazy ass shit.
All right, kids, it's 12:30. Time for pancakes.
Yeah.
And fucking, I wish I could say it, but I'm not gonna say it.
Yeah.
Well,
Right.
that's super cool. I do have to say, and I'm going to say her name wrong, and I apologize. It's Elise, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Elise was talking about being on the Funhouse show.
Yeah,
Magic Funhouse.
Magic Funhouse. And I was like, that sounds so familiar. Where do I know that from? And not only have I watched that series, but she mentioned Brandon Rogers, and I instantly got jealous. I fucking love him.
Really?
I love him.
He's from my town.
Yeah, he's so funny, and I like watch all of his videos. I've watched them several times, and I was just like,
Shout out to Brandon Rogers.
got to meet fucking Brandon Rogers.
Nice.
Not only do you have nice tits, but you got to meet Brandon Rogers. Thanks a lot.
You know what? It's such a small world. Like, I mean, what are the odds that like you somehow connected to Brandon Rogers? And then like after Elise watched the show when we aired it a couple weeks ago, she was like, oh, that picture that you used for your mod ministry advertisement, she's like, I worked with one of those girls.
Wow.
I was like, no way. And
Small
this is like
world.
a photo shoot that I had just sent the photographer some pieces. I'd never met the photographer or anything.
Yeah.
I didn't know they were going to know each other. It's a small world.
Yeah,
You know?
that's awesome.
Small world after
Small
all.
world.
Yeah. Well, that sounds really, really awesome. I mean, like I said, I'm not envious that you went to California, but envious of the good time.
Yeah.
Well, then the good times stopped there.
Yeah.
Yeah, then we went back home to NorCal, and then we stayed at her mom. Well, we stayed at her grandma's house. Shout out to Gigi for a couple of days.
Yeah.
That's when Bane was kind of having some adjustment fucking issues with sleeping and shit. And then we bounced out to her mom's. Her mom has like a ranch now, with her boyfriend Jim.
No, it was all fun. We had a good time still. It was just a very long time to be away.
And I had to commute 2 hours to the place I was doing my thing and 2 hours back. So I was gone like
Gross.
12, 13 hours a day.
Aww.
So
That sucks.
Yeah. Well, what's the best road trip you've been on?
The best road trip, I don't actually, there's nothing that stands out in my mind of being like, that was the best road trip. Probably the times that my family went to Colorado for spring break to ski.
Oh, nice.
That was always fun. And
Wait, skiing in spring?
yeah, if you go up to like, Estes Park, or if you go up to, Winter Park, a lot of times during the spring, they still have a lot of snow.
What?
Rocky Mountains and shit.
Yeah.
I did not know. I've never been to Colorado.
It starts snowing in
Cold.
October there.
What?
Yeah.
And it gets like fucking this much
Yeah.
snow.
Hell no. I could never live somewhere where it snows that much.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful place. I love Colorado.
Yeah.
So
I love the snow, watching it on TV from fucking Texas.
I
be a
like a
jerk.
little bit of it. I don't like it to the point where it's dangerous or I can't travel. Like I lived in Virginia for about 9 months and we had a really bad blizzard there. And it was up to my thighs. It was so deep and we were stuck in our house for 3 days and I was just like, no, I'm done with this. This is horrible.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, anytime that we would go up to Colorado and we had family that lived there, so we got to visit with them, and then the ski resort was beautiful, and so those are some of the better road trips that I can think of.
Okay.
So yeah,
Nice.
but
And then we also ended our trip with Adam, the duffel bag porn guy.
Oh, yeah.
ooh,
Which comes out, a
week ago.
It already, This is the episode after it, so.
Yeah.
But you guys finally get to meet him. And,
yeah, I'm excited for that one.
Yeah, that was nice.
And then we came all the way back, and I already had a few encounters with the elderly here again.
Yeah.
Oh boy, fun.
So I bitched about the registration shit before we left. So I had to fucking come back and take care of that. So I get to the fucking DMV, and they have the new setup, which kind of resembles California now. Like you go and you press whatever you're here for, re-register your fucking stickers.
Right.
And then you get a little ticket, and then you go sit on the new little church pews they got downtown. And then you wait for your number to be called, right? So I get in there, there's a security guard fucking telling everybody the new shit. I'm sitting in there. They go 1616, window 4, right? And I'm like, okay, cool, that's me. And this old fuck hops up and then runs over to that window, right? And he's got nothing on him, right? Everybody has paperwork. Everybody's there to get something done. This guy's got nothing in his fucking hands.
God.
And I'm like, all right, let's see where this goes, right? And then he gets up to the window. The lady doesn't even ask him for the ticket because she just assumes he knows what he's doing. And he's like, I'm here to register my truck. And she's like, okay, cool. Do you got your fucking proof of insurance? You get your inspection? He's all, yeah, I got it inspected. And she's like, okay, is it in the system? Where's your paperwork? And he's like, yeah, I got it done a year ago. She's like, well, you need to do it now.
Oh my God.
And he's like, well, when did they start doing that? I've been living in this city for fucking 50 years and whatever. And she's like, we do it every fucking year.
Yeah,
what
it's
is
like
it?
Christmas. Everyone does it.
And then she's like, I can look you up in the system though. I can get you started and then you can go do it and it'll be in the system. And then if you prepay, we can mail it to you or whatever the fuck she was saying. And he's like, all right. And she's like, well, where's your insurance? And he's like, well, I'm insured. She's like, yeah, where's your paperwork? And he's like, I got State Farm. Just give them a call and they'll tell you that I'm insured. And she's like, it doesn't work that way, sir. She's like, you need proof of insurance. He's like, the proof's in the pudding, darling. Just give them a call and they'll tell you.
I just have to say, I'm amazed that this guy is taking your spot in line and you're just standing there.
It was entertaining to
not
me.
Not saying anything.
Right? And so this actually goes on for 5 more minutes and the lady's getting more and more hostile because he's not leaving. And she keeps giving him nice innuendos to be go.
Yeah.
All right. And then, so after about 5 minutes, he finally gives up and fucking wanders off. And then I just walk up to the counter and then she gives me the biggest fucking sass, right? She's like, sir, you need to go sit down and wait for your number to be called.
Oh, hell no.
And then I was like, this fucking number? boom, and I slid it on the thing, and she was like, what's going on? I don't understand, because she's like your typical like Texas, like,
Please tell me that you actually said boom. Please tell me that you were like,
Yeah.
boom, and then you slid it over
I
to
always
her.
say
Probably
it.
did.
Yeah. And then I slid it, and then she's like, oh my God. She's like, I didn't even have to deal with that guy. Why didn't you say something? I'm like, I'm just watching the show. And she's just like, I need a minute.
I need a minute.
Just doing her thing.
Oh my God.
And then I stopped to grab some fucking monsters or whatever. Dog food at
Dog
Walmart.
food.
And we're at the fucking Walmart. I'm at the Walmart stoplight, and you have to yield, to traffic to make that left. And then they have a entrance or an exit, an island, and an entrance. Right?
The Hewitt.
Yeah, the Hewitt one.
Yeah, it's super confusing.
Right. So
Yeah.
I'm watching this old fucker in her car, and she's yielding, and then there's a car coming. There's only one, and she's waiting, and I'm like, okay, she's just fucking ultra fucking like waiting
She's
for this
super
car.
cautious.
Right. And then right when it gets close, she floors it right in front of the fucking car, and I'm
no.
like, whoa, what the fuck? And then she overshoots it into the exit, and then goes over the island into the fucking entrance.
Fuck.
And her car is like all fucked up, And I'm just like, dude, I'm home. What up, Waco?
Worst fucking drivers here. So terrible.
no.
And
Yeah.
especially with the construction. Like, I cannot tell you how many times I've nearly been squished by an 18-wheeler because they won't move over when you're trying to merge, especially like around Baylor where the construction's the heaviest.
Yeah.
Like, I have to get on the road. Otherwise, I'm going to run into a barrier. And like, this guy won't move over even though he has room. And I'm honking and he's honking back at me. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm going to die. Move over. Like, you are going to squish me. I'm going to be a smear on this barricade. Please move.
God.
The worst fucking drivers in this town. I hate it.
We got time for a fucking ad.
Yeah, we do.
Fucking ad.
Fucking ad. So this episode is brought to you by Dark and Dreary Clothing. Dark and Dreary is an edgy fashion and lifestyle brand that embraces great design and unsurpassed quality. Dark and Dreary has quickly gained a following amongst fans of the occult, horror, punk rock, heavy metal, and all-around free thinkers and retailers worldwide without shoving a preachy, trendy, or political message down your throat. So go buy the best. Fuck the rest. darkanddrearyclothing.com.
Boom.
I laughed so hard when she was like, fuck the rest. And I was like, girl.
Elise is so sweet.
I know.
She
I
seemed
know.
like it. She seemed like
Felt
really
we
cool
really
gal.
Kind of pushed her into that one.
Yeah.
Thanks again, Elise, for going out of your comfort zone.
Yeah.
So we saw online that your car is like missing hella handles and shit.
Oh my God. Okay, so I was telling them before, we have a friend that we are currently letting stay with us because he was down on his luck and he like really needed a place to kind of get on his feet. And we were like, why don't you just come stay with us?
Shout
You're
out to
just
the guy
good
on the
kinda
couch.
People, you're just,
Yeah, and I mean, we had an extra bedroom, and we were
Yeah.
like, "Why not? Like, it's no big deal." And I was
Nice
like,
of you.
on occasion, you can use my car to get to work because he didn't have one.
Super
Damn,
nice
you
of
guys
you.
are
Damn.
I know, too nice. Apparently,
And in a small world, what is his first name?
in a small world,
Yeah, I know one guy that just moved here. Does it start with a T?
well, yes, but he doesn't go by that. He goes by a different name.
Is it Tyler?
No,
Oh.
no.
Remember Tyler moved here?
Who?
Fucking More Girls friend. Brittany.
Oh,
One of
right. Oh, right. Okay, never mind.
It's his name, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Never mind. I was
You remembered it.
hoping Tyler like moved in with you.
oh
Just because that would
no,
be amazing.
small world again.
Shout out to Tyler.
But yeah, we and so he, he's locked my key. Like, he locked my keys in the car probably about a week ago, and my insurance has lock service, and it doesn't cost me anything. And I'm like, okay, whatever. So we got the
Pain in the
keys.
ass, though.
It is a pain in the ass
Yeah.
because I have to be there for them to come get the car open or get the
Yeah.
door open. And so then this morning, like, it's like 6:00 in the morning, and Oscar says, "Hey, last night our friend, I won't call him out, but our friend said he locked the keys in the car again." And I was like,
Cut off, dog.
again? Like, one time is understandable.
Yeah.
But a second time, like, what? Okay, whatever. I mean, he's probably drinking or whatever. Like, there was something
Drinking
that was...
and driving your car?
Your car.
I know. My dad said the same thing, and he was like, he's not driving that car anymore, is he? And I was like, no, he's not. So then I was like, okay, so I call roadside service. I'm getting myself ready, and like, I'm actually feeling pretty good. And so I go outside to wait for the locksmith.
Wait, you were feeling good for the locksmith?
No.
Shout out to that sexy locksmith,
I'm
huh?
ready and I'm feeling myself. Here comes the locksmith.
Mr. Locksmith. he was a cool guy. I mean, he was probably about your height, and he had a big old fro and glasses and
No
high
t-shirt.
socks. No, he should have been. I hope. I mean, it was dark, but it wasn't that dark. So,
He was showing his butthole of the stomach.
thanks to you. That's what Oscar says now.
Yeah,
He's like,
shout out to
yeah,
Oscar.
yeah. No, I was just like, it's no big deal. He's gonna come get the keys out. I'm gonna get to work on time. No big deal. So then I go outside to see where the keys are in the car, and I noticed that the door handle is missing. And I was like,
What? Just straight up gone?
yes, like the little mechanism to actually open the door is
Right.
still there, but the front panel is gone. The plastic panel is gone. And I was like
Like the part you lift up.
yeah.
What?
And I was like, what? I was like, okay, all right. I mean, maybe he panicked. Maybe he was just having like a moment of like, oh shit. He's like, ripped the
it
door
off?
handle.
And there's a video of it, so here's the video.
What the fuck is this? What? You're fucking kidding me. What? Attempt to do this. Oh, I did it. I got it. Yeah. And he left me on A. Well, that's my life.
You have a video of this?
We're back.
I'm so confused.
She posted one.
And yeah, it's a good one. And then so the guy he looks at the door and he's like, oh, you're missing a door handle. And I was like, yep, yes I am. And he's like, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna unlock it with he's got a little bar thing that he shoves in the door. It shoves in the door, and he's like, I'm gonna unlock it and you just come in from the other side. I go around to the other side. That door handle is missing too.
Fuck.
And I was like,
Strike two.
I mean, if it didn't work with the first door, why would you do it with the second door? And then I just happened to look, and the back door is missing a handle too.
Oh no.
And I was like,
Strike three.
I was like, I mean, what?
Like, this person never owned a car?
Yeah. This is a grown adult. This is a 29-year-old male. Like, has been on his own for a long time. Like, how? What? I don't know.
All right, and then as a judge of character, how much time has passed since the incident has happened to you going and discovering this?
It was all night. It was all night.
So he had ample opportunity to come and tell you, like,
yes.
Yo, I ripped off 3 of your fucking door handles.
Okay, but he should have come to get me before that happened. He should have come to get me, like, at least, wake me up and be like, hey, dude, I'm sorry. I locked the keys in the car.
again.
What do I do to get it open? And I'd be like, man, fuck. Ugh, okay, I got to call roadside service. And they come 20 minutes later, open the door, no big deal.
Yeah.
But, like, by the first time that you break the door handle, that should have been your cue to be like, oh, I'm done. I'm not going to do anything else until we get this figured out.
I mean, it's got to be caveman mentality, right? Like, I'm just going to open this fucking door.
I'm going to
Like, well, I've got 4 chances. One of them's got to work.
My dad's like, well, I don't know why you just didn't do it with the 4th one. What a loser. And I was like, man, and I was trying really hard to not be upset. I was just like, okay.
Why?
You're like, I would have lost my shit.
I would have completely lost my shit.
Well-
there wouldn't have been a table
In
right side up in my whole house. You kidding me?
my mind, I was like, I'm going to be the bigger adult and I'm not going to lose my cool. Like, it's over. It's done with. I'll figure it out. I'll figure out
You're
what.
a better
That's
person
the
than us.
mom and you coming out.
Yeah. And, you know, Adler was awake and he, you know, I was trying really hard to just be in a good mood for him. Be like, oh, yeah, getting ready for school. Woohoo.
Yeah.
Oscar was pissed. He was like, what the fuck? Like, what? And I was like, just relax, whatever. And I get to work and like my dad sees me and he's like, why the long face? What's wrong? And I just burst into tears and I'm like,
Oh, you poor
he broke
thing.
my car. And I was so pissed. And I don't know. And like my sister's boyfriend, shout out to Quentin, who he used, what do you say, JB Weld to put the door handles back on. Oh, okay. But like, I think some got in the creases, and so because they won't open. They won't open. So now, like,
you should just replace the fucking mechanism.
Yeah.
you should take a video of me getting in my car, because what I have to do is the door that is not broken, I unlock the car, I open it, I get in the back seat, and I go through and I open the front seat
No.
so I can get in the car.
All right, here's a video of it.
I did it! You got the fucking door open!
Boom.
And to top it all off, I told him when I let him borrow my car, I said, there's 2 conditions. The first one, don't tear it up. Okay, he messed that up. The second one is to put gas in the car when you finish using it.
no.
Like,
gas?
if it's, yeah, I got in this morning and I was like, he didn't put gas in the car. It was just like the little fucking shit cherry on top of the shit cake. And I was just like, thanks, man.
Yeah.
Like, thanks a lot. So, you know, like, me and Oscar are gonna have to be like his parents and be like, what were you thinking?
Mm-hmm.
And like,
You're so much more calm than we would be.
I know. And I don't
I want
know.
to go kick his ass for you right now.
I told my mom, and she's like, did you go wake him up? Because he was asleep. It was early in the morning.
Oh.
And I was like, no, I didn't. She was like, I would have gone in there and I would have pulled him out of bed and been like, what is this? And I was like, yeah, I know. I should have, but I just,
Oh my gosh.
I don't
You
know.
don't like confrontation, do you?
I do not like confrontation,
Yeah.
and I especially don't like it when I'm super mad, because what happens is I start to cry. Is when I get frustrated,
You just break down.
I'm just like, why? And it would have made the whole situation that much worse. So now that I have gotten it all out of my system, when
Yeah.
I go home, I can say, what the fuck? And not be yelling.
What the fuck?
Yeah. So, I mean, it's
It's giving me like
I
anxiety.
know, me too. I'm just like,
it has been an adventure with my car breaking down in Fort Worth, and with this happening, I'm just like,
the universe is just telling you need to get rid of that car.
no, oh well, I don't have another car.
Let your friend drive it a little more. I'm sure he'll probably figure out a way to make that happen.
Yeah, it's just like, it's just insane. That's what it is when you look at the situation, you're like, this is pure insanity.
Yeah.
Like, how did that happen? I don't know.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's too crazy.
Yeah, it's almost like a story that somebody would tell and you're like, that didn't happen. That's not real. And you're like, yeah, it's real.
We have time for another ad.
Yes, we do. This episode is also brought to you by Mod Ministry. Mod Ministry merch creates for the edgy woman, the kind of woman who works hard but plays much harder, who embraces femininity but tests the societal limits. We are not for the faint of heart. We are bold. We are beautiful. Check out the Mod Ministry Etsy page for handmade harness lingerie. 5-star rated seller since 2014.
Boom, strap it on. She's
Boom.
Designing some Christmas stuff, right?
Valentine's Day.
Ooh la la.
Valentine's Day.
Valentine's Day stuff coming soon.
Ooh.
I mean, you could wear it for Christmas if you
Yeah,
wanted
sure.
to.
Why not?
Why not?
Wear all of it any time of year.
So check out modministrymerch.com.
Mm-hmm.
And if you enter, there's a promo code too, right? For Necro Electric.
Yes.
Apparently.
Yeah, yeah.
I thought there was.
Well, now there is.
Now there is. You get
Working on it.
She's just on the fly right now. Well, if you go to darkandjuryclothing.com and you enter Necro Electric, you'll save 15% off your order.
Wow.
You could do the same
15?
thing.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
That is pretty good.
So I'm going to give you 10 because I can't do 15. Because I already do free shipping. So
See, there you go. That's a deal, though. 10%
Yeah.
off and free shipping. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Well, we're sorry you got that scenario going on.
That's a bummer.
Well, you know, it's one of those things where when you look at it later on, you're going to be like, it might as well happen, you know? Like life just throws these things at you and you're like,
this is one of those situations where you put your foot down and you put it in his fucking ass.
Yeah. we had I tell a few Rob stories here and there,
yeah.
but no, there was it got to a point where we just had to cut ties.
Yeah.
'Cause
And the thing is because he does an adult too good. I feel bad about just being like, all right, get the fuck out. Fuck out. Like,
Yeah.
I think it's more like, okay, dude, you have X amount of time to get your shit together. And if you don't, then it's really like you have to move on because like it's not just you that you're affecting. Like, it's one thing to be kind of messy and, you know, if your room's a mess.
Is messy too?
It's mostly contained to his room, like where he stays.
So it's not his
Still.
room. That's your room.
I know.
Disrespectful.
in it.
Oh,
I'm sorry. I am.
preaching. You preaching,
know.
girl. No, I guess in my mind, I was like, he's a grown adult and he will take care of the shit that he's supposed to. And
Yeah.
like, to me, it's one thing to be messy and it's another thing entirely to destroy someone's property.
Yeah.
And there's like, it's just a very huge line that you were just like, whoop, gonna step over that.
Well, and if you're at a certain age, 29, you should respect the people that help you.
Yeah.
If somebody offers their home to you, because you could be fucking homeless, you fucking respect their house, and you don't. If they let you borrow your car, which is insane, you know.
I know.
Pretty insane.
And
When
then
you say
go-
I don't know if I should
Then
say
you-
like shame on him or like shame on you right now, Jordan.
I mean, obviously,
I know.
clearly, you and Oscar are very giving people,
Yes.
but don't take advantage of them.
I guess I've just been
Yeah.
burned too many times, so I already learned my lesson.
I guess I'm like, I've been in a place where I needed help desperately and there wasn't anybody that was just like, oh, here, let me take you into my home. And I had to
Yeah.
figure out shit by myself.
Yeah.
And so in my mind, I was like, I don't want this person to feel that way. I want them to feel like they have a place they can go, but never in a million years would I imagine, like, if I was staying in someone's house, like the room would be spotless. I would it would not be a thing.
Right.
But
Yeah, it's basic respect.
But I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that I have lived on my own. I've been married. I've had children. I've experienced this part of being an adult that, you know, he hasn't. And so,
Yeah.
No, that's not true. Because if you're 29, if you're 18 or 19, yeah, I'll give you a pass. I'll give you one warning.
Yeah.
If you're at my house, that would get you one warning. But if you're 29 and you're staying at my house and doing fucking ridiculous shit,
yeah.
Because there's two types of people in this world. There are people that will take an opportunity and make the best of it, and then there are people that they're just coasting
Yeah.
and they're looking for enablers. And you know, I'm not trying to talk shit to your friend or whatever about your friend, but
Yeah.
but from an outsider's perspective, like I have lots of friends that just want to be enabled, and if people continue to enable them, they will continue their behavior and they will continue their path.
Yeah.
So sometimes the best thing you could do for them is to give them a wake up call.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I
Agreed.
think the goal in mind was that he was gonna get on his feet and save some money, and like he was gonna be able to, you know, and he's had these conversations with us about, oh, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna move out this time, and we're like, okay, cool, you've got a plan, and then he's like, oh, I've had some setbacks, and I'm like, on what? Buying takeout and beer, like.
Oh no.
Where does
Yeah.
your money go?
Oh,
like,
Jordan.
I know. I know. You
We're
guys,
gonna just stop the show here.
when you lay it out like that, I now feel like an idiot. But
All right,
But,
we're getting towards the end of this one. You want to do some life in the comment section?
yeah.
Do it.
So the first one is from Victor.3560 on Instagram. He says everything is bigger in Texas with Necro Electric. And then he's got some emojis, clapping emojis, thumbs up, a
Shout
star.
out to Victor.
Okay.
Shout out.
Star S clap.
Well, we're hoping we're gonna help make things bigger because we know we got Keep Waco coming in a couple weeks, and they got a new podcast.
Yes, they just announced that they're doing a podcast. Did you see that?
Yeah, it was like a whole countdown on Instagram that they were doing, and it was a big thing, and like a bunch of people subscribed to, followed their Instagram and subscribed, and like it was a big deal. So that's exciting.
And Oni Chan's stepping it up. So I'm hoping we can build a whole little podcasting network here in Waco.
That'd be fantastic.
All right, our next one is from Carol Manchester.
Shout out to my aunt.
Happens to be Sean's aunt on YouTube. Her wild card: she was hit by a truck, ran over by a car, and was married. Got up and walked away from all. Tripped over a backpack and landed in the ICU. The backpack gets the wild card.
Oh my God!
Wow.
That's
my
crazy.
aunt's had it rough. So.
Yeah.
So yeah, shout out Aunt Carol.
Love you.
Cool. Well, you want to do some shout outs?
Yeah. Shout out to I'll do a shout out to Kellen, the locksmith that came and opened the door.
The shirtless locksmith.
I mean, the shirt was orange, so I mean, I don't know if that counts, but he was super cool. He came to my house super early in the morning, opened my lock, and was very patient with me. So, thanks, Kellen.
Thanks, Kellen. Shout out to Texas. We're happy to be home.
Woo woo.
Shout out to Jordan. We now have formed the Voltron again, and we're back in effect. We got I just booked a ton of guests this morning.
Fantastic.
I haven't even read through all the messages.
Yeah.
Sean does the booking most of the time.
So I'm filling this motherfucker up.
Yes.
Fantastic.
Local talent. And so we got a bunch of really cool stuff coming up. So look out for that. Thanks to Rick Glassman, Ron Jeremy,
Craig Efros. Elise Christian.
Who's the other guy that I met? Hannibal Burris.
You met Hannibal? I fucking love Hannibal.
Well, he just commented about your killer dogs.
Yeah, I met him at like 3 a.m. He yelled at my dogs.
I'm jealous.
Who else? Adam, Mike Tiem, Wendelina, Gigi.
Yeah. Grammy and Papa.
The
list goes on.
Everybody. Fuck
Everybody.
it. What about you?
Shout out to all those turkeys being gobbled up.
I'm a tri-tip man myself. So.
I know. I think we're doing tri-tip for Thanksgiving.
What's tri-tip?
What is tri-tip? You live in Texas, girl.
What are you doing for Thanksgiving?
You never had tri-tip?
I'm going to hang out with my family where there's going to be 45 people and a lot of food.
45 people?
Yeah, lots of people.
Do you cook one turkey or like
No,
7?
there's like going to be 2 turkeys and a ham and a bunch of different side dishes, and it's going to be crazy.
That is crazy.
Crazy.
How many potatoes? Like 5 sacks of mashed potatoes?
I don't know.
Jesus.
But everybody like makes different. I mean, I think a couple people are making macaroni and cheese. Other people making like casserole.
Something?
Yeah, everybody's like
good.
bringing something. I am not good at making main dishes, so I'm gonna bring apple pies, but it's made with cinnamon rolls as the crust.
That sounds
good.
Delicious.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Nice. Yeah, so Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone.
Yeah.
Happy Thanksgiving.
And don't forget to subscribe, like, comment.
Do it.
Fucking help us out. Let's all grow this together. And we'll see you next time.
Later.
Bye.
Boom.